Hey guys, I just want to make a quick announcement that you can check out my new Discord server down in the description below. I've made this new server in order to more focus on the content that I want to make and be able to provide. And also, if you want more content like this, subscribe. Hey guys, my name is Frithian and I welcome you to the 5th episode of the Trash Run podcast, a podcast about the Binding of Isaac, its DLCs, and mods. Today, we have a special guest, and that's Chemicat.
Hello.
Chemicat is a YouTuber and also a playtester for the tarnished characters. We made an episode about those that Chemicat was supposed to attend, but unfortunately he fell ill, so he couldn't visit, so he couldn't attend. And well, now that he's healthy, we are recording an episode with him alone.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know if asking you how you feel about being on the podcast is a good idea, since nobody really knows about this podcast, to be entirely honest. But
I mean, they'll probably know about it since we'll have Chemicat in it.
Hey, I'll even make a quick announcement about it. Say like, hey guys, check out this podcast. I was actually thinking about that when we were doing the you guys were doing the Epiphany mod before I got sick and all that. But I'd be happy to show you out.
Okay, yeah. To be entirely to be entirely honest, I would be more I would be like, be more happy that my other videos get more attention other than the podcast, but that's just wishful thinking at the moment. By the way,
Sure.
if you want if you want more content like this, i.e., if you want the podcast to continue, or you want to see some gameplay videos as well, heavily edited gameplay videos, you can subscribe. Because of course I have to self-promote somehow.
Please like and subscribe to Frithian.
Yes.
Content's amazing, honestly. I like the AI video you did recently.
Oh yeah, really. It was supposed to release on Wednesday, but I didn't manage to edit the video on time, so.
I feel that.
Okay, first question: how did you get into the Isaac community?
Okay, so I first got into the Isaac community back in, I want to say, December of 2019. Before that, I had been watching a lot of Isaac YouTubers, like the big ones, like Tears of Grace, Huts, Lexa, all that. And I just loved the game, and I said, you know what? I want to buy this, and I want to get into it. I got into it, started playing, and it was one of the most fun games I've ever played, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like roguelikes, and there's a special charm around roguelikes, and especially the Binding of Isaac, since is it accurate to say that it's one of the bigger roguelikes?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do think it's one of the bigger roguelikes.
yeah. It has a lot of content, a lot of replay value. It has like, it has 34 characters, and plus you can, it has tons of final game bosses, blah blah. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to praise about Isaac. Honestly, for myself, I've only gotten into the community recently, which is like 2 months ago. But I actually knew about the game back in, what was it, 2018 or 17. the issue is the issue as to why I didn't the issue as to why I didn't play it at that time was well, truth be told, I was like 12 at that time. One, and second, I didn't have a computer to run it on. Now, I can
Ah,
now I can spend all of my time on playing a game about naked children or something.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's
The
right. Yeah,
way I got, well, I've been in the community um back when Isaac Flash, like I found it on an unblocked game site in middle school, and me and my friend were playing it for a little while, and then we fell in love with the game, and like, well, kind of fell in love with the game. My friend thought it was way too hard, and so we played it. We went to the computer lab every day and played it, and then I saw like one of the first Binding of Isaac YouTubers I saw was Fear of Grace, and that actually that inspired me to buy the game. And
That's awesome.
yeah. I've been like listening to a couple of people now. Most of the time they got into the community because of big YouTubers like Alexa and Hutz. You've mentioned that yourself, Hemi. But I actually got to the game through a smaller YouTuber, Grinch. I think that's his name is pronounced. Uh, uh, I actually got into the game with his Nuzlocke series. So
Oh, the Nuzlocke series. Oh,
yeah,
what about that? I have a few YouTuber friends who are taking part in that. Some crazy stuff. What'd you say his name was again?
a Grinch. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, he has like 17,000 subscribers, around the same as you. But yeah,
You'll have to send me the link afterwards. I do not know who you're talking about, but I'd love to know because I want to meet all the smaller Isaac creators eventually.
yeah. Uh, when did you start uploading videos on YouTube and why?
Oh boy. All right. My history goes quite a bit back, right?
Uh huh.
So my first video was actually Geometry Dash, if you know what that game is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I used to love playing that game and I said, "Hey, I like making levels. I want to show it to the world." So I did and I uploaded a bunch of videos and by the time I uploaded my last one, you know how many subscribers I had?
How many?
21.
Was that your alt account or something?
No, this is you can if you go to my channel and just click on oldest videos, you'll see all the Geometry Dash content right there. I even did some Gmod just very early days. And then eventually I just said this isn't working for me. And if I can go off on a tiny bit of a tangent here, I have a friend in the server. He's actually the head admin. His name is Turts. He was the one who he didn't quite get me into Binding of Isaac, like making videos. But he got me out of Geometry Dash because he told me in the comments of one video, I'll have to post it later. Basically said, if this stuff doesn't make you happy, don't do it. You're obviously not going anywhere. You seem to not be happy. Try something else. You're not stuck to this. I took that to heart.
Mm-hmm. That's actually interesting. We are both kind of similar in this because I also started my YouTube channel by uploading uh, Geometry Dash content. You know, my own levels, level completions, blah blah.
Wow.
I then left the community because of certain drama that I wouldn't want to discuss right now. Uh, I then stumbled uh into multiple communities such as the DDLC modding community. That's where my slight coding experience is, if you were wondering. Uh, and uh, and to be entirely honest, that community was entirely plagued by uh, by drama with the head admins, because those God fucking damn it. But okay, I left the community with my YouTube channel. Actually, most of the subscribers that I have right now are coming from that time when I uploaded content for the DDLC modding community. So that's a fact. I then stumbled onto Payday 2, gave up quickly on that after playing the game for like 400 hours. I then made a couple of videos on that game. It stopped being fun for me, and then I stumbled upon the Binding of Isaac and said, yeah, let's just upload stuff, upload videos on this, on this game, because it's still fresh. Because it's still fresh when I'm playing it, because I've only gotten like, I don't know, 80 to 90 hours when I first started making Binding of Isaac videos. And yeah, that's my YouTube channel ever since. I then started the
Wow.
I then started the podcast, and that's where we are basically.
Awesome.
I
Yeah,
started uploading mobile games, basically
mobile
multiple different
games.
types of mobile games, because I didn't have a computer. All I had was a phone. Well, a phone and a tablet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ah,
I
okay.
currently only have, I had I think about 3 subscribers when I first started.
still 3 from uploading nothing. That's pretty good.
No, 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 not from uploading nothing. From my first video, let me check.
I think I've gotten actually incredibly lucky when it came to the
Ah,
time that
yes.
yeah,
Playthrough of Hungry Shark. That was 3 years ago.
3 years. Jesus.
Yep.
3 years.
Well,
All of
okay.
my mobile game playthroughs are 3 years ago.
Wow.
All of my other
That's
stuff is like random shit because I could never decide on what I wanted to do. But now I've decided I want to be a Binding of Isaac YouTuber, like people who have inspired me, like Chemicat and Tear of Grace.
Oh,
it's pretty fun.
yeah. Uh, I think I've gotten incredibly lucky when it came to the DLC modding community and my time making videos about that sort of thing, because I was gaining subscribers relatively quickly. As it wasn't like totally like super fast, but I was still gaining subscribers from each video. And let me tell you, those videos were really low effort. I basically made no cuts. It was just reading visual novels at that point. There was no skill involved. I was just gaining subscribers from reading. And I have to remind that, I do not have the best accent. There's a very obvious accent in my voice. So, but what is your most favorite video that you've uploaded, Kemi?
Oh, most favorite video. That is a tricky one. There have definitely been some videos that were more fun than others, and most of the time it's the fun ones are where the items are just easily laid out. Probably my most fun video? Hmm. Honestly, would probably have to be surprisingly my when I basically took the song that plays when you're fighting Skinless Hush in Abortion Birth and turned it into basically like a little music video. That was 100% editing just JPEGs and making them move around using stuff in the editing software. And it was so fun just learning the editing software to do all that.
Yeah. It was fun. Yeah, I can respect that. My favorite video out of all, out of basically everything that I've uploaded so far that is actually public on the channel is the Jacob and Esau one. When I first played as Jacob and Esau, and I basically suffered. But now I'm in this kind of weird Stockholm syndrome kind of thing where I sort of like them, I sort of dislike them, but I still play as them because I actually promised a couple of people that I would become the best Jacob and Esau player. That's
Oh,
aged poorly. Anyway,
you'll get
yeah.
there.
My favorite my favorite video on my channel is probably my making more drawing videos because it's when I was first starting out as an artist and people still told me that like I shouldn't have been tracing people's artwork even though I was crediting them. And like in this video I used a thing I found literally on iFunny, like a sans picture that I found on iFunny. So like people were like,
Yeah,
"You didn't credit the original artist." I'm like, I couldn't find the original. But
you,
like
you,
now
you know
I'm way
what?
better at
You know what?
drawing.
You know what?
And,
Shite. You know what was a mistake? Ta-
huh?
taking drawings from iPhone in the first place.
That's true.
What is your favorite mod, Shemi?
Wow. So, favorite mod. Is it okay if I give you a few, or are you looking for a specific one?
Um, uh, you can answer with how. You can answer with any number of mods if you wish.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with Lost and Forgotten. That mod is the mod that started me out on this whole Isaac escapade. That was the mod where I was just in the middle of playing Isaac with that mod on, and out of nowhere I just said, there's no guides to this anywhere. Wouldn't it be fun if I just made a guide for it? And that's been a journey. Uh, Now this might come as a surprise, but abortion birth is actually one of my favorite mods.
Isn't abortion birth like a shitpost mod or some shit?
It is. It is. Every single item is either completely broken and will win you the game, or will completely ruin your game. I'm pretty sure there's an item, if I remember correctly, that upon picking up just straight kills you.
I think I remember that one. I just don't remember what it's called.
I don't either, but for example, one of my favorite items, it's called Atheist Head. Anytime you get near an enemy projectile, a boss, an object, anything at all, it just disappears.
Yeah, it just deletes them. I remember that.
But that also includes the ending chest. So
Oh no.
there's almost no way to beat the game. But
And
here's the
also all of the enemies are made to be unfair or a shitposty version of themselves.
have you seen Skinless Hush?
I,
It
I,
is
I've seen that you actually uploaded a video on that, how to unlock Skinless Hush, but I haven't watched that video to be entirely honest.
pretty sure.
I was actually preparing questions for this podcast, so
Oh boy.
yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go Lost and Forgotten because it was the starter mod. It got me into everything, and I still really like the content. Um, Abortion Birth because it's just a journey. I've had so many memories with that mod, and probably the last one I want to mention would be the Ipecac community mod, because that was the first time that I was introduced to a mod in any game where the community decided almost every single thing about the mod, um, based on their suggestions. They would go into the
Sadly,
channel.
I think the mod developers said that they weren't going to update it for repentance.
Huh.
I
I'm
don't know.
not.
I'd have to check.
Have you how? What kind of contact do you have with them? Because I can
I
invite you
I
to
checked on their Steam Workshop page,
if you
and like
want.
somebody was saying, a bunch of people were saying that the mod was actually like not going to be updated. Like the creator said that.
Huh. Ah, that is really, really interesting. All right. I did not know that. But
Also, this just interests me. Do any of you play other games other than Isaac?
oh,
I play a
absolutely.
lot of other games.
Like
I
what games,
play,
Kemi?
Chad, you want to go first? You were talking.
yeah. I play Dying Light, Witcher 3, a lot of Nintendo games like Mario Odyssey and like 3D All Stars.
Oh, it's
Hmm.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh
I.
wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. The author says he actually is. He actually debunked it, saying that like he is going to update it. So because
Oh,
I'm looking
perfect.
on the mod page. That's good because that's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, man. Uh, I real quick about that. Real quick about that mod. We're talking about games. I I've been following that for a while, and actually, I already have. There's actually two of my suggestions that are implemented into the game, and I remember the day that I went on to Discord and I saw that they had implemented one of my ideas into the mod. I freaked out. I was still like a new YouTuber. I freaked out. I'm like, oh my god, this is my idea. It's in the mod. It's just a single item out of like 100, but it's there. I'm just freaking out.
Yeah.
So, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I think that getting recognized for an idea or for your work for the first time is kind of exciting because yes, it's finally happening. Yes, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been going through it myself actually through the podcast episodes and some of the Isaac videos. I actually made a Reddit video, basically looking at memes in the Binding of Isaac subreddit, and that video like did well, like did a lot better than most of my other videos at the time, if we are not
Oh,
counting
that's
the
awesome.
podcast. So
So, real quick question: where did all your other videos go? Was that like on a different channel, or did you delete them all?
I privated them.
Oh,
They're okay. So the DDLC modding ones, I privated all of them. Not privated. I think they are unlisted. I think you can still access them if you really wanted to and searched for a link on the DDLC modding subreddit. But yeah, and the Payday 2 ones I actually compiled in a playlist
oh,
where you can like watch them. So I someone was
really
asking for me to actually put the Payday 2 videos in a playlist, and I just said why not, let's do that. I may also do that with other DDLC modding videos that I think are worth at least preserving in some form. but I'm not sure of that yet. Anyway,
All right,
Alright.
back to favorite mods. My favorite mods are Fiendfolio, Genesis, and well, Ipecac and the Binding of Undertale.
Ooh, yeah. I've heard of the Binding of Undertale. I think they actually just added Deltarune to it
Yeah, they just
recently.
added Deltarune Chapter 2 characters. They're over well, they're in the tainted characters section.
I'll have to check it out sometime.
uh,
Make
But
sure
yeah,
you disable all but your quality of life mods because otherwise the game will crash and then you also have to restart the game
oh
once you
fun.
enable it.
Gotcha.
to be entirely honest, I don't really have a favorite mod in mind, but the one that I've been mostly using are the external item description one, and actually there's a soundtrack mod which basically adds a Hotline Miami soundtrack into the game. I've been mostly jamming to that when I'm playing the game, casually, not recording a video.
The
So
sound Oh, go on.
yeah, that's my two mods that I've been using the most.
The
Pretty cool.
soundtrack mod I usually use is King for Another Day it's a whole music collection by Silva Gunner, but I have an I have a soundtrack mod that just replaces the game music with themes that fit the areas from King for Another Day.
Hmm.
Yeah. Quality of life mods, you can't beat them.
Yeah. Judging from your profile picture, is your favorite character Apollyon?
So, you want to hear a little tiny bit of backstory?
Sure, go ahead.
So, originally, no. Originally, I actually hated Apollyon. I did not like how the character functioned. It was like either take an item or get a stats. My stats were just normal. It's like it's just Isaac but different. But after after changing to the profile, which by the way was supposed to be a placeholder until I could find an artist to draw a profile for me, I decided to play some more Apollyon just to see how he functions, and I found that he was actually a lot more fun of a character than I originally anticipated, than I originally played with. And so he slowly went from being my least favorite character actually now like my favorite character. And this temporary profile that was going to be here for maybe a month or two, that's just me now.
Oh. What
By the
about
way,
what about tainted characters?
Tainted characters. I personally have not played around with tainted characters ever since a little bit past Repentance. I've been dealing with some like burnout and all that. Finally getting back to it, but I haven't played too much with tainted characters. I will say, out of the ones I have played with, which is um from Isaac up to the Lost, and then from Apollyon to the Forgotten. I think Tainted Forgotten is my favorite.
Hmm. Okay, Shide.
It's just
uh, my favorite normal character is Forgotten, and my favorite tainted character would probably be either Lilith or Apollyon.
Tainted Apollyon is pretty fun.
Yeah. Um, I have
Sometimes
a
when I'm just trying to have fun, I usually uh just spawn a bunch of items and then I just abyss them on a crap ton of locusts.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh, to be entirely honest, I have a bit of a hard time deciding on my favorite character. Because I have that fucking Stockholm syndrome, I have to mention Jacob and Asai. Uh, there's uh, there's suddenly a charm to them in the fact that they are mechanically sort of different. Yeah, there are two hitboxes, but they do have certain pluses that you can exploit.
So what you're saying is they've grown on you.
Uh, okay, I'm just going to quote what I said to a friend. I no longer think that they are pieces of shit. That's all I'm gonna say. They are still like not hard. Well, okay, they are sort of hard, but you can grow on them, as you said. Uh, but for normal characters, um, Judas or Bethany. Judas because uh, Judas has grown armies, especially in greed mode, because you can stack the Book of Belial effect and get really high damage, from the start. And overall, it's uh, Bethany. I also played a lot with Isaac, and as for Tainted, well, the only two characters I've ever played from the Tainted are Tainted Samson and Tainted Azazel. So out of those two, I think that the better one is Tainted Azazel. Just because of the fact that I just don't like melee characters. I just like keeping everything in uh, range.
Yeah, understandable. Because when you get up close, it can be a lot more unpredictable.
Yeah, I'd rather be safe rather than headbutt headbutt first into enemies just to fucking kill them. But each has a different playstyle, I suppose. Um, have you been watching any shows recently?
Watching any shows recently? Surprisingly, no. I've mostly just been busy with homework, midterms, trying to make videos, and then in my free time, I just honestly just sit around and watch YouTube, or I'll go out with friends. So I've had like almost no time for any shows or television or anything. By yourself,
Wow, imagine having friends.
bro.
By the way, Shad, I still consider you a friend, don't worry.
Tried, you were a good friend.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, actually a part of why I started this podcast is that I wanted to talk to people and make connections, make friends, and you know make myself a part of this community.
Yeah, it's awesome that you're doing that.
Yeah. As for shows, I don't know. I also haven't been watching a lot of shows. The only shows that I've ever watched was as a kid, and those were Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Good
Uh,
choice.
yeah. Then there was South Park and Gravity Falls. Those were like the only shows that I've ever watched as a kid, and still sometimes watch as a teenager. Because
I mean, hey,
yeah, for some reason I'm still 16. uh, Shide, what about some
Yeah.
shows?
I've been watching Marvel What If.
Ooh, yes.
The last time I saw anything Marvel related was shit. I can't even fucking remember. Um, it was definitely not like Endgame and Infinity War that blew past me. Even though I do like the memes from those movies. Uh, I don't know. I think the last Marvel thing that I watched was is Spider-Man a Marvel thing?
Yes.
Okay, then I think it was the Spider-Man movies, which
Okay.
were I can't even remember what were my feelings, and even if I did remember, uh, I don't know. I think they would be like sort of generic because I wasn't as hard on writing as I am now. Uh, Actually, like 2 or 3 hours before recording this podcast, I was watching 8 Mile. You
8
know,
Mile.
yeah, 8 Mile, the the movie that animens anime topedale anime. All right, give me a sec.
Okay.
Okay,
So
Eminem,
Shide, how's it going?
Eminem, yeah. Uh, I actually have I actually had a speaking disorder as a child, and even though now it's like it's it's almost completely gone. I still kind of struggle, but anyway, yeah. 8 Mile, it was pretty okay. Like there was a certain structure that I recognized from the main hero, which is Jimmy, or Rabbit, going from like going from one position to another, gaining confidence, and I really like that because I really like that because I can sort of relate to that, gaining confidence to finally do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, 8 Mile, yeah, pretty good movie, I would say.
I'll have to give it a watch sometime. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like from 2002, so it's an older movie, I would say.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, uh, I have this sort of question. What is the worst boss in the entire game? In the Binding of Isaac, and
Delirium.
why is it? Okay, you answer. Okay,
You didn't even have to
Delirium.
finish. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah. Delirium is. I actually haven't fought Delirium yet, so I can't
Oh boy.
so I can't properly give an opinion on that. But I've definitely seen like the criticisms, and he doesn't sound like a fun boss like at
Just
all.
imagine, right? He's on like
The
100
thing,
health.
the only
You
saving
are.
grace he has really is that he only turns into bosses that you have fought on that run.
Uh-huh.
Here's the problem though, right? Imagine, right? You are in the last stretch. You've been fighting Delirium. There's 100 health left. You're at half a heart. You got this. All of a sudden, Delirium turns into Mom. No big deal, right? Turns from Mom into another boss and immediately telefrags into you and kills you instantly. And here's the problem,
Yep.
right?
Uh,
It's either Mom or Mom's heart, but either way, the chances of you fighting Mom or Mom's heart is like almost 100% before going and fighting Delirium. So if he turns into Mom or Mom's heart at all and then turns into another boss, there's a good chance you're just going to take damage from him spawning inside of you.
Bruh. Yeah, that's just fucking horrible.
It's fun.
Edmund actually said that. Edmund actually said when someone was asking him about a rework of Delirium, he said that it will be done in the future, but for now, he's and I will be quoting him. I should hope that I'll remember to put a screenshot of the tweet at the screen that he's you know he still functions or along the lines of that, or he's he's like working correctly. I don't know the exact word in there, but yeah,
He
he
does
said
redo
yeah.
it, and he's gonna make it so fucking Delirium can turn into Hush because the animations are in there and the model is in there. It's just
Oh boy,
unfinished.
that just sounds fun. In case you didn't know, Hush is my nemesis. I hate his guts. He's not the worst boss, but I hate him. It just
I
sucks.
fucking hate a Hush as well.
Hush. He's an okay boss. I wouldn't go for him every single run because some of my runs, even though they are sort of good, are just not good enough for Hush. Because I'm still a fucking newbie. Of course, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes and just to fucking kill myself.
I absolutely fucking hate the continuum fucking tier attack.
Oh yes.
Have to fucking stand still and hope they don't hit you.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
it's
okay. Most of the time, you can just you can still shoot and just only focus on you know moving so that the tears don't hit you because
I think
shooting is automatic. You don't have to like aim that much since Hush is a really has a really big hitbox. So yeah, but yeah, I can really
If you have a
understand.
charged item, it's way harder.
it's true.
That's also
I
true,
feel like
but yeah.
I feel like his continuum attack it isn't that hard by itself when he's just firing in one direction, but it's when he stops firing in one direction and fires in the other, and you start having this like crisscrossing continuum. That's when it sucks.
Yeah, like he fires up and then he fires to the left.
And you just can't. Like it's like there's nowhere on screen that's safe.
Nowhere you can go, pretty much.
Yeah. Uh,
At
I
least the
think
crying brimstone attack actually has a way you can dodge it. As long as you stand still, it'll go around you most.
oh yeah, the brimstone fucking attacks.
Uh,
Yeah, those are really fucking bad. I have to agree, but I think that Hush is still infinitely
Still
more
prefer
fair.
that attack over the bloody
Yeah, I think that Hush is infinitely more fair than Delirium. Or, and I wanted to originally ask this, Bloat. I think that Bloat is in the fucking area where it's as annoying as Delirium in some aspects, but he actually has an exploit. Like fuck Bloat, honestly.
that's fair.
Yes.
That's fair.
My least
You know what?
favorite boss
Oh,
is probably Ultra Greed.
oh,
Really
Full
obnoxious.
Trigger is not fun.
Armor is his attack.
Okay, Shide. Can you like speak louder? You're starting
Oh,
yours.
sorry, I was away from my phone. Okay, so what I was saying was my least favorite boss would probably be Ultra Greedier because uh his attacks are faster. He's got more health. He's a lot more unfair, and his freaking armor is ludicrous.
Boss armor is just the worst.
Yeah.
I haven't fought any of the
God,
like.
one of the best quotes I've heard from fucking Tear of Grace was that, like, boss armor gives Macmillan such a hard on that could shatter diamonds. I mean, it's kind of true. The Beast has fucking armor as well, I found.
Yeah,
I don't know why I've never seen the Beast's stage past like the giant laser. I don't
mostly
know how.
mostly because the builds that players usually have are good enough in order to like half his health so that he can go into the pursuit, the beast pursuing you, through the uh through the environment and breaking slowly from losing more and more health. I actually got to see his other phases as well, because one time my build was just absolute shit. I still managed to like beat him. Okay, my build wasn't entirely shit. I had Hypercac, but it was shit for Beast because I didn't have Pyromaniac or any of the explosion immunity
Oh,
items. So I basically lost half of my health just to figure out how to actually damage the bosses. So
The
that's
best
fair.
part is, um, Mother, well, at least in Repentance, the boss is called Mother, but in Anti-Birth, for the OGs out there, it was called the Witness. And this is actually more fair than Delirium will ever be.
Oh my gosh, yes. At least her attacks are like predictable. You could tell what she was
Exactly.
going to do.
Her attacks are like telegraphed.
Okay, unpopular opinion though. Colostomia, second floor.
Wormwood
I,
is obnoxious as well.
those two, like you get them on the second, heck, even third floor, and it's just if you don't have a good build by then, it's just I'm screwed.
Oh yeah, and fucking Chimera on the corpse floor.
You know,
Although
I've only
they toned it down in fucking Repentance, but the damn thing was so fast in fucking Anti-Birth.
you don't have speed 2, you don't have speed 2.00. Well, guess looks like you're dead.
Yep.
dab, get fucked. Anyway, I have this very, very important question that I ask everyone on this podcast.
Oh boy.
Yes, are you the type of person who spares Baby Plum or kills Baby Plum?
I mean, I think personally it's situational.
Okay,
I
that's actually a good question.
I'd
Actually, a good
prefer
question, yes. Yeah.
I prefer to pass, but if I already have a good active item and that's not D6 and I'm not willing to get another one, it's like why am I going to spare a boss to get an item that I'm not going to take with me, where I could kill the boss and get a passive item that I know I'm going to take.
Yeah, yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah. Uh, Binding of Isaac sometimes has bugs like every single game, right? What was the
Yes.
weirdest what was the weirdest bug that ever occurred when you played?
Okay, so There was one time where I was I was playing. I believe it was right after Repentance came out. Yeah, it was right after Repentance came out, and I was using Teleport 2.0 to go everywhere on the stage. And you know, on Downpour 2, where there's the mirror that you can go through.
Uh huh.
Well, I turned to the ghost form, and I was using Teleport 2.0, and I used it, and I actually ended up going through the mirror into the other world without actually going through the mirror. It just teleported me straight there. But the problem was, it was a completely different floor layout.
Huh.
And then when I, in the mirror world, found the mirror and went back to the normal world or the normal reality, whatever, it was it was it was the same floor. Like the old floor was completely gone. It was just the same floor as the mirror world. So like
What the
it completely
fuck?
it trans. I used Teleport 2.0 and it transferred me to an alternate reality. Tripping.
Wow. That's actually really tripping though. Like, what the fuck?
So how about you guys?
Um,
Shide?
um, let me think. Oh yeah. One time, basically, I was fighting Delirium, and what happened was his fucking health kept glitching from like zero, like his health bar would be zero, and then it would go back to full, and it would even play the fucking static effect. This was back when Afterbirth Plus, I think, first came out. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then to top it all off, he transformed into Mother and then into a fucking Monstro and killed me.
Oh,
Oh,
I hate
the
how fast
the
he can go when he changes forms.
yeah, the bird being really fucking annoying. Like, yay, the most annoying fucking imaginable boss in the entire game is invincible.
Yeah,
Good,
like
good,
Oh,
good,
I
good
was
job.
doing
Good
damage
job.
to him, but I was doing damage to him, but it kept glitching between his health kept going to zero and then to full, zero to full, or zero to the amount I've damaged him for. And then a few times it played the static effect that plays when Delirium is about to die. And it did this about like 5 times. And I'm like, eh. And
huh.
then I'm at my last heart, and then he fucking turns into my mom, and then turns into Monstro, and instantly kills me.
Oof,
Rough.
that is rough. You want me to give you a few weird delirium? I don't want me to call them glitches real quick.
Yeah.
So Edmund made it specifically so you couldn't kill delirium with a chaos card,
Uh huh.
which he did a pretty good job with. But if he turns into the Hollow or Larry Jr., you can one shot him with the chaos card.
Is it a thing
Second
with
thing,
segmented enemies?
huh?
Is it like a thing with the segmented enemies? Because I think there's a similar interaction.
I think so. Yeah. Um, with like the different segments having different health and all that, and you can just kill them all at once. Uh, the second thing is if you fought a champion that like made the boss two bosses, like Red Monstro, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then he will turn into those, and they one of them will have Delirium's health, the other one will still has Delirium's health, but will actually die once it takes enough damage. And if you're able to kill that one, then the normal boss ending theme will play, and Delirium's boss music will just cut out for the rest of the battle.
That's actually kind of funny.
It's like, what? Also, once you do that, anytime that delirium switches forms, it will play the boss music over again, and like killing a normal boss, it'll drop hearts as well. So if that happens, you basically have an infinite health supply.
Wow.
It's super rare for that to happen because usually he switches forms before he can even get enough damage off on the secondary. But if it happens, you've basically beaten delirium.
Okay. Uh, interesting bugs. Alright. Okay, so the last secret question that I've been holding off from Shide as well. I'm going to ask it now. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Shide, are you ready? Silence means yes.
I said yeah. I just turned the other way
But
because I had to adjust one of my figurines that was on one of my shelves.
okay,
It doesn't work if you do that.
okay. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
These nuts. Anyway, that's the end of today's podcast. I hope that you have a fantastic Sunday. And Chemicat, do you have any last words?
Subscribe to Frithian, and I'll see you in the next reality.
Yes.
And subscribe to me. I'll be uploading by.
No one cares.